Khan. All praise to the Most High Yahweh. Bahashem Mashabah Malak Yahushai. Shalom to all the brothers that go out there and labor. Yo, they reading, they praying, they fasting, they studying. Hey, they doing whatever they gotta do to magnify the ministry to make their call and election sure. Shalom to all the sisters out there that's married, reverencing their husbands, better teach a good things to the children at home, reading, praying, studying, hey, God in the house. Shalom to all of the children out there, hey, that's obeying their parents, abstaining from all of the worldly concupiscence and the lasciviousness that's in the world. Shalom to all the brothers out there that's not married, hey, but they getting built up in the spirit. They getting built up in the spirit to come out there and shake the hand and help seal the mighty and hopeful elect. Shalom to all the sisters that's not married as of yet, but they're abstaining from all of the worldly madness and the narrative of Esau upon our women. But nevertheless, right, this is the third commandment. It's the third commandment to not take the Lord's name in vain, right? But before I get there, right, I'm going to go to the book, to Isaiah, right? It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, and verse number 10. And it reads, "For precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little," right? This is how you get the understanding, right? This is how you get the understanding of the words Lord, of the Lord's word. Hey, you gotta go precept upon precept. You can't take this Bible, you can't take this word of the Most High and read it like it's a daggone novel or something, man. You gotta go precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. This is how you get the understanding, right? This is how you understand. This is how you understand doctrine, man. But let's go to the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter. Hold up, Salaki. Let me go to another precept first. Salakia. Let's go to Psalms 119. To link up that Isaiah right quick. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 119. Salakia, I keep passing the page. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse number, and verse number 104. And it reads, "Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way." So through the precepts of the Most High, that's how you get understanding, right? Shabbat Shalom, sister. All praise to the Most High. So through the precepts, y'all said it's how you get understanding. And you gotta hate every false way, because that's a lot of false things, false doctrines, false ideologies, like Christianity, like Catholicism, like Islam, like Buddhism. All these other ideologies and false ways. These are the false ways. Because through the precepts is where you get understanding, Israel. Through the words of the Most High. And this is where you get and this is how you're gonna understand doctrine. This is how you're gonna understand the Most High and His Word, right? Get another precept. It's the book of Psalms 111. Salaki, excuse me. Psalms chapter 111 and verse number 10. And it reads, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise, it's like it, his praise endureth forever." So look, Shalom. Shalom, brother Malachi. All praise to the Most High. So look, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? And the only way you're going to understand, right, you're saying wisdom and have wisdom is by keeping the commandments of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's the only way you're going to be able to get understanding, to have wisdom. It's to fear the Most High by keeping His commandments. Oh, Salakia. 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 I'm going to read that again. It reads, it said, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endure forever." So you have a good understanding if you keep and do his commandments. This is how you have a good understanding. All they that do his commandments. Let me go to I got another precept, right? And this is the book of Acts, right? The book of Acts, chapter 8. And verse 30. "And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, right? And said, Understandest thou what thou readest? And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him, right? So, you know what I'm saying? The man is going to guide you is Yahweh Shai, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how he taught us how to keep the commandments. He came and taught us how to walk in the commandments. He showed us how to carry out these things that the Most High gave to these commandments that the Most High has given to Moses. You know, He is our God. So we gotta follow what the doctrine that Yahweh taught. We gotta walk the way that Moses had put out, that the Most High God through Moses put out there, which is the commandments. Right? Let me get this out of the book of Baruch. Right? It's the book of Baruch. Right? Chapter 4, and verse number 1, the classic, right? And it reads, "This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever." Right? So, hey, this law endureth forever, man. This is the book of the commandments. These words are the Most High. The commandments are the words of the Lord. The commandment is the law, right? That endure forever. It said, "All that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die." Right? So we got to keep these commandments, man. We got to do, in order to come to life, in order to have righteousness, like it said in Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, in verse 25, that the commandments are our righteousness, right? Like it said in the book of Wisdom of Solomon 1 and verse 15, that righteousness is immortal. This is how we're going to live. Like it said in Proverbs 7 and 2. Keep my commandments and live. Right? We gotta walk in the way, we gotta do what the Lord told us to do. Because he said in the book of Amos, the 3rd chapter, out of all the nations, we the only ones that he know. And he's gonna judge us for our sins. And we all know that sin is transgressing against the law. Right? Let me go to the book of Deuteronomy right fast. Right? It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, and verse number 1. Right? And it reads, Slakia. Slakia. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, and verse 1. "And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep and do them." Right? So we got to learn these commandments, keep these commandments, and do the commandments. Because a lot of our people, a lot of people under they heard about the 10 Commandments, maybe in Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know what I'm saying, they just probably read the Bible a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They heard about the 10 Commandments, or it probably was told the 10 Commandments. But none of our people actually keep these commandments. Right? So we're going to get into what it means to not take the Lord's name in vain. Let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse. It's like the book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse number 7. Right? "Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain." So what does it mean to take the Lord's name in vain? Right? Let's find that out. Let's go to the book of Leviticus. I'm gonna share my screen. Wow. Share screen. There you go. Okay. Let me share my screen. Let's not do it like this. All right. So let's go to the book. Go to Exodus first. Exodus chapter 20. Click on it. All right. There you go. Bear with me. I'm kind of getting used to this thing. Wow. All right. As it reads, it says, "Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, or the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain." So we better go. Let's go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 19. It's the book of Leviticus. Chapter 19, Salaki. Chapter 19. And verse number 12. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, and verse number 12. "And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord," who people ignorantly calls, you know what I'm saying, the Lord, but his real name is Yahweh. I am Yahweh, right? He says, "And ye shall not swear by my name falsely," right? So, you know what I'm saying? Taking the Lord's name in vain, hey, that's going into, hey, you making an oath, man. You're swearing. You know how people do all the time. They always, you know how Jake be, you know, people always say in the world, you know, on God. They always on God and something. Or be lying. Be lying through their teeth, man. They on God this and on God, and they put in their hand on their chest and they on God. Don't swear by the name. Don't swear by the name of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't swear by his name falsely. It said, "Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God." Right? You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't be swearing by the name of the Lord falsely, man. You know what I'm saying? Or profaning the name of the Most High. You know, putting things on your kids, swearing by the grave of your dead homies. You know, hey, swearing by the Lord. Hey, that's off, man. Let's go to the book of James, right? Go to the book of James. And I'm not going to be very long. I try not to make it as long-winded as my previous videos. So I'm just going to get straight to the point, right? Go to James 5th chapter. Right? And verse number 12. Right? And it reads, somebody, it's the book of James, chapter 30. So it's like chapter 5 and verse number 12. Right? It says, "But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by earth, neither by any other oath," right? Any other oath. It said, "Neither swear by nothing in the heaven or in the earth, or neither by any other oath." That's you saying you always. I know there's this guy from the world back when I was in the world. I always used to say, "Oh, my kids." I put it on my kids, bro. And he got a tattoo of his kids right here on his neck. You know what I'm saying? And he always putting something on his kids and lie and straight up a lie. Anytime you say on my it's like to the point where anytime the brothers say on my kids, and he would be lying, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what our people do all the time. Our people saying to say they swear they making oaths and swearing by the name of the Lord. They swearing by the stars in the sky, swearing by the sun, swearing by the moon. They swearing by everything. They swearing by the fish in the sea. You know what I'm saying? And they be lying, man. It says, but let your yea be yea and your nay be nay, lest ye fall into condemnation. You know? If you say you're gonna do something, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta do it, man. You gotta let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Your yes be a yes and your no be a no. Don't be making empty-handed promises, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't be making these promises that you know you ain't gonna be able to keep. Hey, because the Most High gonna get up with you, man. Let's go to the book of Numbers, right? Chapter 30. I like turning to it in my scriptures too. So it was a habit. I forgot I was on stream, y'all, for a second. Go to the book of Numbers 30. And verse, and go number 2. Oh shit, super sloppy. That's not the. That's 30. I be forgetting sometimes. I don't really be on this stuff. All right, there you go. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 30, and verse number 2. If a man vow a vow, right? Let's look up this. I'm gonna read it out. It's like I ain't gonna hop too quick. It said, if a man vow a vow unto Yahweh, to the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. It says he shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. Right? So what does this word vow mean? Right? Reprobate. That's not what I want. But vow. What does it mean? Let's go to etymology online. A solemn promise. Right? That's what it means. A solemn promise. A vow. Right? It's a promise to a God. To the Most High God. Not to a God, but to the Most High God. Right? And it says a wish, desire, a longing, prayer, but this the one, right? A solemn promise, man. Hey, it said if a man vow a vow unto the Lord or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, right? He shall not break his word, right? He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. So if you say something, man, hey, if you promise something, hey, you gotta do it, man. You gotta be a man of your word. If you vow a vow, you gotta stick to that vow. You gotta do what you said, right? When you go to the book Hebrews, right? I'm gonna try to follow along. So I'm gonna make sure I put it on the screen so y'all can see these things. 6th chapter. All right, and verse number 13. All right. And it reads, it says, For when God made a promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he swore by himself. See that? The Most High made a promise, a solemn promise to Abraham, right? And what was that promise? Hey, that he'd be the father of many nations, and that his seed are going to that promised land, man. You know what I'm saying? That his seed will be multiplied, man. Let me keep reading. It says, saying, surely blessing I will bless thee, and multiplying I will multiply thee. And so after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise. And the Most High said, hey, he could swear by no greater. So he swear by his own name. You know what I'm saying? And he upheld this promise. Right? But our people, man, hey, you can't sit over here and say you're gonna do something. And you swear and you promise and you put that on, and you put that on God, like our people say, and then you don't do it. You break that promise, man. And you're going to hell off, man. And the Most High God, He's gonna get up with you for that. You know? Go to the book of Deuteronomy. And the Most High God, hey, He upheld this promise, man. And He said He was gonna do something. Hey, and He promised them. He swore by His own name. Said, I'm gonna multiply you. I'm gonna bless you by me. He put His own name on it. And when you speak a promise unto the Lord, and you put your own soul on the line. You put your own soul on the line. You bind your own soul to that promise. So you need to do whatever it is that you promise, or whatever it is that you say that you're going to do. You got to do whatever proceeds past your lips, man. Because if you don't, hey, the Most High is going to get up with you, man. And it ain't going to be slack neither, man. It's the book of Deuteronomy, right? Chapter 23. Slacking. Chapter 23 and verse 21. I'm gonna start at. Yeah. It says, Slacking. It reads, it says, when thou shalt vow a vow unto Yahweh thy God, thou shalt not slack to pay it, right? For Yahweh thy God will surely inquire it of thee, and it will be sin in thee, right? Right? So look, the Most High God said, hey, when you vow a vow, when you promise a promise unto the Most High God, hey, thou shalt not be slack to pay it. Hey, you got to do what you said you got to do. Hey, don't vow that vow if you're not able to, you know what I'm saying? Hey, pay that vow. Don't sit over here and say, you know, you bind your spirit by the Lord and you promise the Most High, hey, that you're gonna fast. You're gonna fast 5 times, or you're gonna fast like say 2 times a day out the week for a year straight, and then you turn around and you mess up. You might fast one day out that week and not fast twice. after you done promised the Lord that you was gonna do it. And the Most High, it's gonna be sending you, man. He's gonna require, he's gonna pull up on you and say, "Hey, what's up with that, man? Hey, what's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that promise you promised me, man? You ain't fast twice that week. Oh, so you just saying stuff. You lying there. Hey, the Most High, he ain't gonna be slack with judgment. Hey, so don't be slack to pay what you say that you was gonna do, man. Let me read on, verse 22, and it reads, "If thou shalt forbear to vow, it shall be no sin in thee." Right. So, hey, if you forbear to vow, hey, it's not no sin that it's not like it's a command. You don't have to vow that vow. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be a sin if you don't vow. But when you make that vow, you make sure you do whatever proceeds out your mouth. Because if you don't, you'll be taking the Lord's name in vain, right? And it says, "That which is gone out of thy lips, thou shalt keep and perform," right? "Even a free will offering, according as thou hast vowed unto Yahweh thy God, which thou promised with thy mouth," right? So, hey, when you vow that vow and it's gone out your lips, you make sure you keep what you said and you perform what you said you was going to do, right? You make sure you do. You make sure you do what you said you was going to do, right? Go back one more time. Shalaki. Let me go back. Let me read that again in the book of Numbers, right? Like I said, I'm not gonna make this lesson a long-winded lesson. You know, nevertheless, Lord willing, I get these precepts, right? And y'all apply them, man. Y'all make them vicarious to your life, man. You apply these things to your day, today. All right. If a man vow a vow unto Yahweh or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. Right? So look, if you vow that vow, right, and you don't do what you said you was going to do, hey, the Most High, hey, he gonna require that from you, man. He gonna and guess what? And if you find that and you find you not doing what you promised, hey, we know what the wages of sin is. The wages of sin is death. You put your soul on the line, you bind it by the Most High. Remember, Exodus 20:7, thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Right? Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God name in vain. For the Lord will not hold himself guiltless. Right? See that? For the Lord will not hold himself guiltless that take his name in vain. Right? So he ain't gonna feel guilt. He ain't gonna feel remorse. When you bind your soul, when you vow a vow, and you take his name and you vow you say it in the name of the Lord, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do this. And you don't do it, and you take his name in vain, he ain't gonna hold himself guiltless, man. He's not gonna hold back. But all praise to the Most High. Shabbat Shalom to all of the brothers and sisters out there. Saying, Lord willing, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be edified. Y'all were edified. See that? Brother pulled a mighty precept right quick. You know what I'm saying? Prisoner de Cristo. They have spoken words swearing falsely and making a covenant. Thus judgment springeth up as a hem. See that? As hemlock in the furrows of the field. Brother pulled some mighty precepts, man. I ain't even see that. I don't know how you can share the screen and see it at the same time. But man, that was some mighty precepts, man. All praise to the Most High. Lord willing, y'all take these precepts and hey, let me get this last precept, man. Cause everybody always say that, you know, saying, hey, they seem like this word is doom and gloom, man. It's not. It's not, man. These are our life. This is the way the Most High God commanded us to live, to walk in integrity, man, to be upright. And the only way we're going to walk in integrity and be upright is by being men of the Lord and women of the Lord, by keeping the Most High God's commandments, right? It's the book, right, it's like it, of Romans, right? Chapter 15 and verse number 4, and it reads, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures, Salaki, might have hope." Right? Read number 5, verse 5. "Now the God of patience and consolation grant you to be like-minded one toward another, according to Yahweh Shah Mashiach." And we got to come back and keep these commandments. We got to be like-minded one to another, because these things that was written aforetime, these scriptures, these commandments, these things that was given from Yahweh and published by the prophets, from Moses down to Malachi. All of the prophets in the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? Hey, these things are written for our learning, man. Let me get this one time. Let me get this out of the book of Sirach, the classic. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 10. "Look at the generations of old and see, did any ever trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?" Right? Said, "For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction." Right? So look, man, we gotta look at the generations of old, man, and ask ourselves, did anybody ever call on the name of the Lord and was confounded? You know what I'm saying? Did anybody ever trust in the Most High and was forsaken? You know, who abided in the fear of the Lord? You know what I'm saying? And the Most High despised. Ask yourself, hey, look at these accounts. Read these things that was written aforetime for our learning and apply these things to your life. But with that, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Amashah Malak Yahushua. That's Yahweh, who people ignorantly call God, and the name of the Son, Yahweh Shah, who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, the Messiah and King. You know, Lord willing, all Israel be edified. It was edified through the Spirit. Lord willing, I take these precepts and y'all apply these things and do them. With that, Shabbat Shalom. Y'all brothers and sisters have a great camp. brothers that go out there to camp, and brothers that's getting built up in the spirit to be out there to shake the hand, help seal help seal the hopeful elect. Y'all brothers as well, and y'all sisters as well. Shalom.